Attention all viewers, the program you are about to watch, Paranormal Adventures, is for entertainment purposes. Witness accounts described herein are claimed to be true and accurate. Some names of people have been replaced to protect individual privacy. For the past decade, Jason Kenzie has documented paranormal experiences and events. People interested in exploration of the paranormal are advised to seek oversight by qualified individuals.
Okay, so the guys, they heard a wood knock, loud, maybe what, 40 feet up there?
About 50 feet, yeah.
Yeah. She went out there with a measuring tape, measured it. It was amazing. Ever since I was a child, I was drawn to mystery and adventure. As I grew into a career of a filmmaker, I knew documenting my escapades was a must. When I'm not filming my animal adventures or searching for Sasquatch, I explore other projects that makes my heart skip a beat. Is anyone here? I invite you to join me as we explore the paranormal and other related unknowns. We're going to a place in view that is extremely haunted. There are about 100,000 railway bridges across the United States. About 30,000 of them are constructed from timber. More than half of them were built before 1920. Out of the thousands of bridges in the U.S., there are 300 of them that are claimed to be haunted. So we're on our way. We're going to meet the SheSquatchers. We're going to go to a haunted bridge called the Goatman Bridge. This is a bridge that allegedly has a half goat, half man spirit that kills people. There's been a lot of deaths at this bridge, so hopefully we find something. What do you think? You guys are ready to see if we can find some Goatman?
Go time!
In fact, John, you kind of look like the Goatman.
Hello, we're here. Finally.
After a long day of driving, we were tired and we didn't want to do anything but just chill and tell stories about the paranormal and Bigfoot. Before we knew it, the next day was upon us and we were on our way once again. So I'm on my way right now to meet Gwen. I'm meeting Gwen because I can't pronounce her full name.
Gwendolyn Guthrie.
Right now I'm on my way to meet Gwendolyn Guthrie. Gwen! I'm meeting Gwen! Damn it! Gwen! Why do you have such a hard name? I'm on my way right now to meet Gwendolyn Guthrie. She knows a lot about this, trestle that I'm about to go and investigate with the SheSquatchers. We're almost there now. This is going to be exciting. I'll see you there. Hi, Gwendolyn.
Hi.
How are you?
See you guys.
So you have some interesting stories. Just tell me your name.
My name's Gwendolyn Guthrie. I am a researcher of the paranormal and of Bigfoot. I've done a lot of research on the Popelick Trestle and the Poplick monster. And as legend has it, the Poplick monster is known for voice mimicry. His goal is to mimic voices and draw people onto the trestle where they ultimately can be endangered by a train. There's other legends that say he jumps off the trestle onto people's cars. The unfortunate part of it is that this trestle is still an active trestle, so about every half an hour sometimes there's a train going through. So a lot of people might think that the trestle's abandoned, but it's not. There was a victim in 1994. He was traveling on the trestle on his ATV, and as he crossed the trestle, his ATV flipped and trapped him underneath. And unfortunately, the conductor who was driving the train saw him. He saw the train, and they both watched helplessly as the train just collided into him, and he passed away on the scene. Then in 2016, Roquel Bain from Ohio, she was down here doing an investigation at Waverly Hills Sanatorium. She unfortunately died on this train track when she decided before the investigation she was going to check out the trestle. Her boyfriend and her climbed onto the trestle, and she was ahead of him and he was behind her. He heard the train coming, she did not. He motioned for her to get down. He got down ahead of her. She didn't make it in time, and she was hit head first with the train and thrown the 100 feet to the ground.
So they were all looking for this creature.
For the Poplick monster, yeah. And then the most recent one was Savannah Bright in 2019. There's a memorial here for her. She was the most recent victim of the Popelick Trestle. And she was with her friend, and her friend survived with serious injuries. She unfortunately passed away at the scene. There's a word of caution when investigating this area, and it's to never get onto the trestle.
So do you think if we come out tonight and go looking for these creatures, because it has to be more than one, can't live forever.
That's right.
Do you think we might see this creature?
I'm not sure, but I'm really hoping that we can get some good stuff tonight.
Are you going to show us?
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay, well thank you. Well, let's look around and see what we can find.
Sounds great.
Before we go any further, I would like all of us to take a moment to remember those lost to the real dangers of investigation and curiosity into the unknown. Also, I would like to express my heartfelt sympathy to the friends and families of those who lost loved ones. Now let's go find some cryptids. While we are waiting for nightfall, we decide to look around and explore. I have heard stories about other creatures being seen in this area. You know, tall, hairy, bipedal, walking on two legs kind of monsters. As we scoured the landscape and forest for any sign of Goatman or Bigfoot, I decided to climb up to the edge of the trestle to get a better look. I have to resist going onto the trestle because, as you know, being hit by a train would probably make me look way better than I do now. So while up there and looking out into the vast wilderness, it got me thinking, could it be possible that Bigfoot is also here? And then I remember a story that John told me.
Hi, I'm John Thaler. I had encounter with a Sasquatch in a big thicket with I'm assuming it was a Squatch. We were sitting in the woods for about, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes. Had to clear. All you could hear was maybe an owl way in the background. So one of the guys, his name was Mo. I go, Mo, I said, make a imitative Squatch. He said, well, we don't really know what they would do around here. So what happened is he imitated an owl, and then like 30 seconds later, a big tree snap. It didn't come from there, or there. It came from up there. And we had it all recording, and about 30 seconds later, I go, I feel more comfortable. We just got out of here now. And we were walking, and as we were walking back, I seen a tree break, and I had something growl at us.
And do you think it was Bigfoot?
I don't know what it was, but it didn't sound happy, you know. And later on that night, we also heard, you know, the whoops and stuff, so.
Perfect. And so, what are you doing right now?
What am I doing right now? I'm here with Jason Kenzie and the SheSquatchers.
And we're looking for?
The Goatman.
Yep, that's what we're doing. All right. Well, let's hope we can find him tonight. And if he drags you off, well, can I have your headlamp?
Sure.
Throw it as it's dragging you off. No, as it's dragging you off, you can just throw it to me.
I can do that.
All right, thank you. That's awesome. What we're going to do tonight is SheSquatchers, Sherry, Surfer Boy, and Gwendolyn. We're going to be just sitting in the forest. We're 300 feet from the bridge, and we're going to just sit in the dark, and we're going to see if anything comes around. I'm hoping that I can smell Sasquatch, or this Goatman person and John. So it should be pretty good. Right, John? Right. See? Right. There we go. See? So we're all set. Okay, let's get this expedition on its way.
I got
There you go, you guys go ahead.
I'm like a mountain goat.
You really are, my God.
Wait, that doesn't go.
Even with the light from my torch lighting the way, the darkness beyond the glow is freaky. I hear movement. There might be something over there. I'm not sure if my camera will catch it. So we are going to be doing a spirit box with Jen.
So I say we
Sounds like an info commercial.
It sounds fancy.
What is over on this train trestle?
How did he die? Did you fall off the trestle? Are you okay that we are here? It said no. It said no. Did you say no? I said yes. Do you know what my name is? Can you show us that you're here with us right now?
You know?
Oh, that's awesome. What? Hello. I'm going to be strictly honest with you. I'm not 100% sure exactly what it's saying. Possibly it's saying yes or no. I'm just caught up with the emotions. Probably want it to say what I am hoping it is saying. Who knows? I'm just here for looks. Just kidding. For the rest of the night, there was not much that went on. Something charged at us through the darkness. Scared the heck out of Gwendolyn. Do you know that you're dead? And I'm not really mental. A little bit though, tiny bit. 75%. Okay, 95. Go for it. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so the guys, they heard a wood knock. Loud. Maybe what, 40 feet up there?
About 50 feet,
Yeah. She went out there with a measuring tape, measured it. It was amazing. She's that good. So what do you do for a living? Well, you know, go into the forest and we look for a 900-pound, 10-foot monster that can rip us apart in 10 seconds.
So it looks like Baphomet.
And what do you do? Well, I do Avon. For the next couple of hours, we sat around waiting for any creatures to come by. I did a howl. Unfortunately, with no action, we decided to turn in for the night. I want to say thank you so much. Yeah. I don't know why I'm hugging you. Very professional. Don't know at all. But we spent one day fucking looking for Bigfoot.
Give me a hug.
Gwendolyn, I want to say thank you so much for inviting us here and showing us this amazing place, this trestle, and telling us about these creatures that allegedly are in this forest. And, you know, the SheSquatchers and I, we have to leave. We have another place to go and interview these other eyewitnesses. And I want to say thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh my God, it's wonderful seeing you. It really was.
Good luck on your next adventure.
You too.
Thanks for coming with us. Hey, thank you guys for
See you,
having me.
hon. Thanks for everything.
Thanks for coming out.
The next morning, we were on the road once again. This time, we were headed to a small town and a hotel that is called Story Inn. This place is allegedly extremely haunted. Hopefully, we find some evidence of paranormal. Hello. So tell me your name and where we're at and where we're from and where you're from, and then tell me just a little bit of how you got into doing this, okay?
My name is Rich Hofstetter. We're at Story, Indiana. The business is called the Story Inn. It's a hotel and restaurant. The whole property is a National Historic District. Right now it's one entity. The business owns the town, and the town is recognized by the Department of Interior on the list of historic places. The whole property is about 18 acres and operates as a hotel and restaurant. So all the cottages are named after the families that used to live here. And what's important to me, if I'm trying to preserve a historic district, is making sure that there's a sustainable business model to preserve the town. Sometimes their descendants come back and will, you know, see their grandparents and great, you know, relatives in pictures down in the bar.
Is there anyone that's buried on this property?
That's a great question. I'm certain there are some cemeteries around. There's Elkinsville Cemetery. The Army Corps of Engineers flooded Lake Monroe. Government by eminent domain bought out Elkinsville, and then they flooded Lake Monroe. So there's an Elkinsville Cemetery. There's a Christiansburg Cemetery. There's another, you know, there's cemeteries around. But I'm not sure about any, you know, one who's been buried here. We have some pet cemeteries, a lot of pets buried here too, more than any people that I know of. But this was the property was given to Dr. George Story as payment for being in the cavalry. So before that, in 1851, when the president, you know, gave the land away, he had to get it from somebody, and that was the Native Americans. So Native Americans signed the treaty with William Henry Harrison to open Indiana to settlement, and it cut through Story property. So that's the 10 o'clock treaty line, the treaty that was signed with the Miami Indians and a couple other tribes that are local, who said, we don't want you to come any further, you can go over there. But that treaty cut through Story property. So once you take something from somebody, then you can give it away. So that first treaty with the Indians was in 1809, and it was a shadow that was cast at 10 o'clock.
So exactly what are we standing in front of?
This is the old general store for the town. So there used to be 2 general stores, blacksmith's forge, slaughterhouse, grain mill, sawmill. So the general store now operates as the dining room and hotel. So there's a tavern in the basement, which is original to the first general store, which burned down in 1915. This building's rebuilt on the same foundation in 1916. So this was the main road to get to Bloomington from Columbus. So that's how Story, the town, was founded.
What is the most haunted place in this place?
Son of a lawyer, I'm pretty skeptical. But the most sightings have been in the Blue Lady room and the Morrison Kelly room in the inn. There's a couple other cottages. Basically, I've heard on this side of the road, I heard sightings, you know, on the old mill and the Dock Story house. But most of the guest book sightings have been in the Blue Lady room and Morrison Kelly upstairs in the inn. So upstairs was a little factory where they made Studebaker baby carriages briefly, and there's some of those carriages inside.
Wow, I gotta say, Mr. Hofstetter's stories about his inn are fascinating. I really wonder if we are going to experience any paranormal activity. Well, until we do our investigation, we head inside because we are going to have a town hall meeting. I can't wait to hear the ghostly stories from eyewitnesses. There's a haunted building right here. Ooh, scary. Smells old. Wow, this place is amazing. Oh, look how old this. Wow, that's little.
Nice to meet you, Tim. Yes, I hear that.
Okay, hello everyone. How you guys doing? Hello. I am a SheSquatcher. Okay, I'm not. My name is Jason Kenzie. I am the producer of Searching for Sasquatch, the series, and I go around North America searching for Bigfoot. I'm an animal expert. Been doing it for 20 years. People kept coming to me saying, you know, maybe Sasquatch is like an animal, so I started looking into it. And I started out as a skeptic. I was maybe 80% a non-believer, and then after about 4 years of searching and seeing some crazy stuff in the wilderness, I'm now 50% a believer. To make it 100%, I need Sasquatch to come out of the woods, pick me up, and carry me off. This is the SheSquatchers. We're here tonight to do an investigation here to see if we find any haunting activities. So, do you guys want to introduce yourself?
Sure, I'll stand up. My name is Jenna. I'm on the SheSquatch. I'm one of the SheSquatchers. When I first started, I was definitely a skeptic. I was actually the last person to have belief in Sasquatch. It actually happened when we found a handprint, and this handprint was made of sand. And the first thing I did was think, yeah, right. So I went up to it real close and I looked and it was sand and I was like, what? And so then I instinctively smell it and it smells like fishy, and I'm thinking, okay, this handprint is huge. And the person that we were with, his name is Squatchman, and he happens to be a very large man. Well, his hands were extremely large, and he put those hands, his human hands, next to this handprint we found, which was on a log, and it towered over him. How tall do you think he stands? 6'3"? 6'8". Yeah, 6'8". So this is the size of this guy, and his hands are humongous. So that's how I became a believer.
I'm Tammy Trigo. I'm also a SheSquatcher. I'm not going to give you a long story. I was there, now I'm here. Hi.
Hi everybody, I'm Jen Cruz. Can you hear me? Everybody hear me? I'm the loudest one of all of us when we're just talking. Yeah?
It was hard to hear earlier.
You can't hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay. So I'm Jen Cruz. I'm team leader of the SheSquatchers. We put the team together in 2015 after I had interviewed Lauren Coleman, the cryptozoologist who has the International Cryptozoology Museum in the state of Maine. He told me that he thought that the recipe for success in interacting and getting close to Bigfoot, he thought that would be sending women into the woods without men, dogs, or guns. So basically nothing threatening. And he assured me that there was Bigfoot in my home state of Minnesota. And I was like, really? I grew up in the woods, I didn't see anything. And he kind of double dog dared me to do this. And so I said, okay, by the end of the interview, I said, I'll get some ladies together and we'll try this. So I went home and I talked to my two best friends over here. And they're very adventurous, and they compete to find out who is the most fearless out of the two of them. They each say it's them. I guess they can decide, because they both do stuff that I probably wouldn't. The reason that we brought everybody together is we're here in Story to do a paranormal investigation. And Jason Kenzie, if you don't know who he is, you gotta know who he is. He's our filmmaker that we've paired up with to do some pretty cool documentaries. He's got 8 Searching for Sasquatch documentaries available to watch for free on Tubi right now. He just released the newest one, which is Searching for Sasquatch 8, featuring us in the state of Ohio. And we were also in 3 and 4 in the state of Michigan. And we've been up here, we're going to be traveling for a couple weeks, filming various different documentaries. And this one we're doing is a paranormal one. So
Who's had a ghost encounter? Do you want to come up and tell your story? Come on down.
Really not a very good public speaker.
It's okay, me either. Tell me your name first.
My name is Karen Stevens.
And what do you do for a living?
Well, I was an RN. I now own a campground here between Columbus and Nashville.
My name is Kathleen Whitehead. I'm a medium, a channel, a light language speaker, and whatever else. A Sasquatch experiencer, only spiritually.
So I wasn't a believer, but I kind of feel like spirits and things attached to families. And unfortunately or fortunately, I feel like I'm kind of one of those people. Nothing bad has happened to me, but I feel like everywhere I go, something happens to me. Like my dad had out-of-body experiences, like floating above his body during surgeries, where anesthesiologists were coming in the next day.
But a few years ago, I was working as a medium at a psychic fair, and all day long, readings for everybody. Got to the hotel, exhausted. And the hotel was full of smoke, completely full of smoke, and you're not supposed to smoke. So I complained. They said there's no other room, and they brought a candle to dissipate the smoke. That did not work. But so I went to bed, and about every hour I woke up, and the smoke was so strong that I could taste it.
I've had experiences where I've been touched. My camera's gone out in Gettysburg and Savannah. And so here, while we're here, I actually moved here and opened a campground. They asked me to come talk because I'm telling you what, I try to disprove everything. All my photos I've taken over the years, all the things that have happened to me, I've had people disproving. Hundreds of people in front of me.
It was like 2:30 in the morning, and I woke up and I heard, and I thought, okay, all right, where are you? And I saw him. He was a 1930s gangster, brown pinstripe suit, or the silk, whatever you call that, and a brown fedora hat, about this big around, smoking up a storm. And I said, I am exhausted. I got to work another full day tomorrow. I need to get some sleep. And so after hearing that and seeing him, I went back to sleep. Woke up about 45 minutes later, not the smell of any smoke in the entire room.
It's completely gone.
It was gone. It was gone. It was him the whole time.
So here, before I moved here to town, we love visiting here. That's why we moved here. We have rented the whole upstairs. So the first time I rented, my husband is a skeptic. He kind of only believes because he sees how terrified I am. So like I go to these places where there's ghosts or spirits or whatever it would be, but I'm terrified. I really don't want to see them. I just think it sounds cool, but when it happens to me, I'm like, oh, shit, I didn't want this to happen. So we were sleeping upstairs. I don't know if you're going to go up later, but the room on your right, that was my first experience, and we rent the whole place. So it's just family here, and any of you that may come here or live here know that at the story end, the place shuts down. Like there's nothing here that happens after the bar closes. Everybody goes home. There's not an innkeeper. There's not people here. So you're here.
He has come back to visit me. His name is Rudy. And he's come back to visit me when people are overstaying their welcome. About midnight or so, I will smell smoke.
Yeah.
And
then you
leave.
kick them out. Yeah. I smell smoke, get out.
Yeah, it's time to go. It's time to go. But that's my story.
Oh, well, that's an awesome story. That was an awesome story.
It was an interesting story.
Do you like gangster movies now?
No.
No? No. Oh.
No, I don't like violence of any kind.
No. So how long have you been a medium for? Like when, okay, let me change that question. When did you realize that you had this gift?
I was actually 60 years old.
30 years ago, yes.
60.
Oh, my bad. My bad. I wasn't good at math, okay?
So I was 60 years old, and I had spent the previous 10 years figuring out who I was after a life-changing event.
I'm still trying to find myself.
You and the 4 rooms upstairs. So I was with my dad. We were with 3 other couples, and it was probably 3 o'clock in the morning to hear walking and walking and walking, and I'm like, and my husband wakes up because he hears me wake up. He said, I hear it, go back to bed. It's your dad. I'm like, well, is my dad peeing in the coffee pot upstairs? Why is he walking in circles up here? What the heck? So next morning, I asked my friend, and I was not in the blue lady room, the haunted room, like, did you hear that last night, that walking? And she's like, no, but those little kids were driving me insane. I'm like, Lisa, there's 4 couples, there's no little kids. And she's like, you know what, I'm used to staying in hotels where there's kids running up and down the hall, so I just am instinctively thinking little kids and didn't think anything else about it.
So does anyone else have a ghostly story, an encounter that they've had?
Before we go to another story,
Yes.
I just want to say, I've had these type of meetings before, and there's one particular guy that we know, and he went to a Bigfoot meeting, a town hall meeting in his area, and he got there and he saw one of his neighbors there, so he was scared to say anything. So he was waiting till after the meeting so he could get one of these people alone to tell them what he didn't want to say in front of his neighbor. Well, he's waiting and waiting and waiting, and he comes up to the guy that he wants to talk to, and his neighbor keeps talking to him, and he starts overhearing his neighbors telling him exactly the same things that he wanted to tell him was happening at his property. So here, and the neighbors didn't want to tell each other. So I just want to say, anybody here who's seen your neighbors or your friends, and you don't want to say anything, they're probably here because they've experienced something similar, so please speak up, okay? And I've got lots of ghost stories, lots of Bigfoot stories, but lots of ghost stories.
I've entered the realm of the paranormal by flying into Kentucky to investigate the legendary Poplick monster and Bigfoot sightings around the Popelick Trestle Bridge. After finding no evidence, the SheSquatchers and I traveled to Indiana to meet the owner of the famous haunted Story Inn. And after listening to a few eyewitnesses, I left to go upstairs to look around. What I found were books where guests would write down their ghostly encounters while staying the night at this inn. Perfect, thank you so much. So I'm going to read one of the newer stories from guests that have been in this room. Here is the there's quite a few. But this one is 10/12/21. So it goes, our story was absolutely amazing, and the atmosphere was very comfortable. It should be. It was terrifying. Spirits flying all over the place. I was picked up, thrown across the room. Okay, we'll carry on. We engaged our time exploring the grounds and making friends. She'd be like, we ran for our lives. Man, there was blood dripping out of the... Okay. Making friends with the local cats. The highlight of our trip, however, was the paranormal activity we experienced in our room. Late at night, as we were both sleeping, a loud thud. That's probably what it sounded like. Woke us up as we discovered that the bathroom door had been flung open, along with the toilet seat swung up. I'm a male. I do that all the time. Put the toilet seat down. Just don't want her to hear me say that. We also noticed that a couple of the pillows from our bed were piled neatly. It's a friendly ghost. That's what they do. They in the corner. When we awoke, further confirming our suspicion. that this place is haunted. We hope to be returning soon for another thrilling stay. This is quite nice. This is this is the liver room. Oh, liber. This is the liber room. And this is Crystal and Parker from Speedway, Indiana. Well, thank you so much, Crystal and Parker. That was so nice. Here's another one. 10/12/2021. Also, the liber room, or liber room. I don't know how to pronounce it. Come here and stayed for I'll say this here. Came here and stayed for our first anniversary. The bar makes the best Long Island's. Whoa, that is scary. Which has nothing to do with all the knocking we heard on the walls. Kind of creepy. That's because you had a lot of Long Island teas, you know what I'm saying? Also, had what seemed to be a door open twice. Great time. Gonna bring our family. P.S. We will be coming back on another date. Well, that's very nice. Cola and Dad? Well, thank you. There we go. Just two terrifying stories from this place. Hopefully I get picked up and thrown across the room. Okay, talk to you later. While I prepare to enter the blue room, the other team members advance towards the inn. So right now we're in the Story Inn. Upstairs is the blue room where the blue lady haunts it. And we're going to see if we can catch any paranormal activity up there. So this is going to be great. Hello? Is there a blue lady in this room? Hello? Is there any blue lady in this room? So they say this place is really haunted. Hello? Why are you blue? Can you shake something? No. No lady. You see? You Poppy? Poppy, please. Show me you're real. I don't believe that you're dead. Do you believe you're dead? Todd is lead paranormal researcher on this investigation. He has a lot of experience in ghost hunting. But don't be fooled. The SheSquatchers are just as experienced in the search for the unknown. As for myself, I have years of experience watching Casper the Ghost. God, I miss that cartoon.
I think it's hot up there.
I know.
It's not even blowing cold air. So, as we can tell here, something such as this is up now. It's 4.5. So we know when we get close to something like this, it is going to throw off a field.
Right.
You know, just about anything else electric. I like to test everything. You know, even this lamp is showing a 0.3. 0.1 as soon as I enter.
As we all moved slowly into the room, I could feel the energy shift. I even noticed that Jen was sensing something, so I asked her, and she gave me a nod and a yes.
Okay, in this room I'm getting a 0.0. Ambient air temperature is 73.4. Now here, I'll show you a good example. There's something definitely wrong with that air conditioner in the other room, because we're getting no readings off of this one, except, well, now it just went up to 0.2, which is really nothing. So at even at 0.8, 1.0, you know, it's not, as long as it doesn't go up around 10 milligauss, you know, it's perfectly safe for us. And as you can tell, it went up to 1.0 at the highest.
Can you explain to them what happens at the dangerous levels? Like what could that be?
Some people are more sensitive than others to EMF. It can make a person feel paranoid. It can make them feel nauseous. Like, you know, we'd have some cases where, you know, the homeowner would say, oh, I just feel like somebody's watching me every time I go down and into the basement to do laundry. Okay? And we go down there and we find there's electrical issues. And that's how high EMF has affected this person. I mean, it can be so severe that it can put somebody into the hospital with, you know, severe nausea, and, you know, just the whole paranormal or the paranoid feeling you're being watched. A lot of people get pressure. They feel pressure on their head from high EMF. So everybody's a little bit different, and it always affects, you know, people differently. So it's if it is, I mean, we're not electricians. We can't tell people, hey, you need to bring an electrician in here. But we can say, hey, you know, something's not right with this device. You know, especially we've got 2 air conditioners we can compare. So we know there's something wrong with that air conditioner in the other room, and we can tell that there's nothing wrong with this one. I mean, without, you know, not even using the EMF, we knew because it's hot in there. It's blowing air, but it's not cooling. This is blowing air and cooling. It's functioning properly. Tammy's going to start off with, we're going to do a little spirit box session. One thing we want to try to look for, and in fact, let me get over here. I consider this an experiment, even though I've got good results for it. We're going to expect, I'm going to lean this up against your leg. I don't know any other way to get it so we can all see it clearly. Right here. There you go, right there. Now, what we want to see what happens, we want to see, every time Tammy gets an answer, we want to see if we get a little bit of spike on our meter. Okay? If Spirit's going to answer us, he's also going to make the meter go. And then in addition, we got some mini REM pods on either side of Tammy. So if Spirit comes close enough, hopefully they'll activate those REM pods. We'll also we'll put an EDI. I'm going to turn off the geophone because, you know, that'll be activated just by us walking around the room. So I'm going to set my audio recorder to record.
And then let me know when you want to push start.
Okay. Not yet. Okay. EVP session in the Blue Lady room, correct? Is it what it's called? Okay. The time is 12:07. My name is Todd.
Oh, I'm Sherry.
Tammy.
I'm Jason Kenzie.
I'm Jenna Grover.
John Thaler.
And I'm Jen Cruz.
Okay, awesome. All right, let's commence, Tammy.
Okay, push start. Go ahead. I said go ahead. Around. I said turn it around.
Turn it around.
There you go. Okay.
Hello.
Can you tell us how many people are in this room?
6. How many is it?
7.
7.
You're
They
wrong.
just had 7.
Awesome.
3. How many spirits are in this room?
Come here.
Sound like come here.
We are here.
Are you gonna ask questions?
Do you know what my name is?
Yep.
It said Jason.
Yeah, and if everybody wants to ask a question, just go ahead and speak up. You know, give yourself about 10 seconds
Do you know who I am?
What did it say?
The kid.
The kid.
The kid. The kid.
Well, that's me.
Oh. Did you live here?
Is it false?
How did you die?
Dead.
Sitting here in the darkness, listening to a scary voice that seems to be answering us. Well, I can't say for certain if these are truly spirits speaking to us through an app on a phone.
Like a tingly pain or?
It's very sharp pain.
Very sharp.
But suddenly, Jen started feeling a strange energy in her leg.
Of energy to the earth.
So I started feeling a sharp pain in the bottom of my foot, and it was very, very sharp. And I'm still feeling the tingling sensations crawling up, my fingers crawling up my legs, especially on the right side, just like somebody's doing this up my leg.
Is someone touching Jen? On the machine. There we go.
I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but there's an audio tone that tells us there's EMF field going on.
I'm moving it up to her face. Move that right there. Could this be an evil spirit attacking Jen? Well, I'm not sure, but I do remember something a worker told me about the Blue Lady that is allegedly supposed to haunt this room.
Hi, my name's Rihanna. I work here at Story Inn as the event coordinator as well as front desk. So I interact a lot with the guests and get to hear their firsthand accounts for ghost experiences. Right now we are in the Blue Lady room, and it is the most known ghost sighting here at Story. But the woman that is seen normally in a white gown and with piercing blue eyes, which is where she gets her Blue Lady name. But other than that, there is accounts where a blue ribbon is left behind, or she also is seen when this blue lamp is on as well. So there's a lot of ways she gets the Blue Lady name. Some people also say they smell of cherry tobacco here in the room when she is seen. You see her in either the windows, in the mirrors, or in first-hand account as well.
Everyone, very quiet. And now let's just ask questions.
Oh, sorry.
That was
That was Tammy saying, making a joke because he said, be very, very quiet. I said, we're hunting rabbits.
Do you think Tammy is funny? Raise your ghost hand. How did he die? Can you tell us what your name is? Okay, everyone has for a second. What were you saying, Jen?
I'm actually really excited because right now we're just using these EVPs on the energy level that there are when we walked in here. We're hoping to change that and pump up the energy with us three doing a little something together. And then we'll see what happens.
You to communicate with us and let us know that you are here.
So
Anything else?
my name is Jen.
Yeah.
And these are my friends, and we've come to communicate with you, and we want to know your story. What would you like to tell us about your story?
Very good. And like I said, we mean you no harm. We would just like to communicate with you, and we'd be very thankful and grateful if you did so.
I have a question for you. Were you married when this happened in the blue room?
Just as John asked that question, a female voice could be heard on our recorder saying, "No." Could this be from the Blue Lady, the one they say that is haunting this room?
Were you married when this happened in the blue room? I have a question for you. Were you married when this happened in the blue room?
Did I hear no?
I thought I did, but
Are we able to go back 10 seconds? I can't help but be excited knowing that there could possibly be spirits of people who passed away hundreds of years ago roaming around, maybe even being right in front of me. Can you flash red for me?
Oh my God.
That's amazing.
That's
Wow.
impressive. Ask it to flash red again like you did the first time.
Can you just make it go red one more time? I will give you $1. Go red if you're here.
Jason said.
If you love Tammy, turn red.
That was me last.
Ma doesn't love you. Okay, here we go.
They do love me.
I'm pretty sure I said me.
We weren't recording with this anyway.
Tammy.
See? If you're here with us right now, turn green. Does it have a green light?
No, it does not.
Okay. Go green.
But it does have a white light, right?
If you love me, don't go green. Ha! What do you know? It loves me.
Wait, it went green?
No, there's no green.
It didn't go green.
There is no option for green.
So what I think we should do, we should start fresh again.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe turn off everything and just use one recorder.
You don't want to answer us?
They're gonna get.
Leave. I said leave again.
Yeah. Do you know the blue lady? I think it said Jenna, didn't it?
Did you say my name, Jenna?
Yes.
Wow. And see,
I'm so
that's
glad you did.
that's
Thank
perfect.
you.
We want immediate answers. When you get answers like that, that's to me that's.
Well, I've been communicating actually with him. Have you been listening to me? Can you hear me when I'm thinking and speaking with you?
A little.
A little.
So the girl said good and the guy said good too. Almost one after another.
That's awesome. I'm sending love.
If you're not the blue lady, can you tell us who you are? Both dead silence there.
So why don't we put that away and we
Thank you.
Thank you.
say bye.
Thank you.
As the evening was moving closer to 1 a.m., we left the blue room and made our way over to another cottage. Hopefully, we have more luck over there.
We are about to start our paranormal investigation next door. I know that there are some in the group that have never done this before, so we want to go through some of the do's and don'ts of paranormal investigating, and especially paranormal investigating with psychics on set, okay? So that there's some things that go with that too. So one of the things that we're going to be doing is we're going to be working with EVPs or this phenomenon where they're talking on audio recording, and it can sound like whispers. So it's very important that when we're doing that, you do not whisper to the person next to you. You don't try to have a conversation. You say nothing. If your stomach growls, you say stomach growled.
If you hit something, if you bump into something, you make a bang, just say bang or I hit the wall.
Is there anything you'd like to add to that part?
One thing we can do, if you all like to do it, is at the beginning of an EVP session, everybody takes their turn and says their name. That way, the sound of our voice is also identified, in case somebody does forget to, say, hey, that was me making that noise. Or sometimes we may get an EVP coming across while we're talking. I've captured some of my best EVPs, not even asking questions, talking about, like, say, something like a sewing machine. Wow, what year is that sewing machine? That looks really old. Sometimes spirit wants to become part of that conversation. So, but we, like I said, we usually say our names. That way the sound of our voice is identified, in case we are, discussing something. And then if we do get an EVP during that, we can determine who was talking at that time by the sound of their voice. That's always seems to be helpful.
Very good.
Another thing is, you know, if we are asking questions, if Spirit's going to answer, they're going to answer fairly quick. It's not going to take them 30 seconds, 60 seconds to answer. You know, if they've got that energy, they're going to answer us very quickly. So I would say maybe give it like 10 seconds in between questions. If two different people have questions they want to ask, you know, and say like you ask the question first and you have a question, you know, give it about 10 seconds.
Working with psychics in a haunted location, there might be times when we start receiving information and you might say, hey Jenna, and want to talk to Jenna, and if she goes, well, more like me, I go, shh. If I'm receiving information, I will be very rude and hush you right now. Don't take it personal. You're just interrupting a message that somebody else is talking to me. I'm receiving information. And if I pay attention to you, I may hang up the phone. It's like hanging up the phone.
John, what are you expecting for tonight? What would you like to happen? What would you like to hear?
I'd like to hear voices.
Not in your head.
Not in my head, no. And I would like to hear maybe things move, door move, curtains fluff, maybe a knock on the wall, or see dark figures. What are they called?
Shadow people.
Shadow people.
And so you believe in this stuff?
Oh yeah.
You have an experience?
I had a couple of experiences that I can't explain.
Anything else you guys would like to bring up or mention?
I think we covered it.
Any questions? Anybody have any questions about?
I'm just excited to get started.
Yep.
Okay.
We have a lot of different equipment that we're going to be utilizing, so during that time we'll probably be talking about and explaining that, what it does. And then we have to explain it to them as well. How do you interact with this equipment? You know, and explain to them how do you communicate with us through that equipment.
Yes, because Spirit doesn't know what you have. It's got lights on it. You know, we don't want to frighten them off either. We want them to be comfortable with the gadgets that we put out there.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Very good.
Okay. I say we go up there. So everyone, 1, 2, 3, let's go get them.
1, 2, 3, go get 'em!
Should we try that again?
Really, John.
The group and I, we are going to another house to see if we can find any paranormal activity. Todd, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's go. Norm! Oh, sorry. Hey guys, sorry I'm late. It's a mail thing.
It's a male thing?
Hey guys,
Hi.
you guys ready?
Yes.
Let's find some ghosts. Record. Someone want to push that record over there?
Like it to a place?
There is a chair over there.
I think I'm gonna sit on the floor.
You want another pillow?
Yeah, you want another pillow? Get another pillow.
It's not even called a pillow.
I
I
just
called
need
it
a
a
place.
pillow.
So you sit on, you put
No,
on that.
what?
and
Will you
there's a
suggest
pillow
a place
behind
that I
it.
sit?
You want the
Sit
pillow?
right here. That's
Can
fine.
you see her on camera?
Oh, thank you.
Oh, he's such a.
You can put a pillow on.
Sorry.
Get her chair, she would have taken mine.
It chirped.
You can have it.
Can I say my last name?
How about nobody says their last name? Kenzie.
Just say it first.
Yeah,
All right. Hello, my name is Todd, and we come here tonight in hopes that you will investigate with us.
Hi, my name is Jen.
I'm John.
I'm Sherry.
I'm Jenna.
Hold up a second. I'm not that fast.
I'm Jenna.
I'm Tammy.
And I'm Jason. Kenzie. So put this here. Okay. Oh, yeah, no, I hate the black light. The worst thing on the planet. No, you're not. No, I thought there was love, no more.
Hey, Jason, I got that bright one.
What do you want? Is there something you want? I see you reaching out about something.
We'd really appreciate the opportunity to chat with you. You'll see we have some devices here and there. Some may have red lights, yellow lights, orange lights on them, and we just want to let you know, please don't be afraid of these devices. These are mainly here to help you communicate with us. So, with any further ado, I think we'll start out with Jason.
So we want to be friends with you. Can you tell us in one of these devices if you're friendly? For the next couple of hours, we asked questions and waited for any knocks or audible sounds to let us know that there could be ghostly company around us. But there was nothing exciting. And then, out of the blue, Jen wanted to try something interesting with the other two SheSquatchers. Something very controversial. I started off as skeptical until, well, let me just show you. So explain to me what you're doing.
So we're going to do, it's a neuroscience technique that I went to school to learn. And basically, through touching and manipulating latent energy in the connective tissue of the body, I'm able to send energy, that latent energy in the connective tissue of the body. And I can, through touching these points, I can send that to the brain, which creates pathways that move to the higher part of the brain. That part of the brain has been inactive or mostly dormant in most people. That part of the brain isn't even fully formed in people until age 23, and most of us are really set in our thought patterns by that point, so we don't activate that part of the brain. This part of the brain has been shown to create high amounts of energy, joy, bliss, happiness, calmness, focus, clarity, and high states of consciousness. People will have spiritual visions and experiences when they're in that part of the brain. Now, by doing these sessions, every time we're creating a new physical pathway in the brain that connects this part of the brain to the part of the brain that we're actually using. So we want to use this part of the brain. We're literally creating more wiring in the brain every time we do this. Now, because they've had so many sessions, they already have the pathways in place. They respond very fast when I start. Now, a person who's just starting out won't respond as quickly. Their body will start taking in more breath. They will breathe bigger. They will breathe heavier. Their bodies will start moving. They're not doing it. Their brain is doing it. This part of the brain is like Norton's antivirus used to be. It's looking at their body. It's looking at all parts of them, and it's shaking out the stress. And so they will start moving. They are aware of it. They know it's happening, but they're not going to be doing it consciously. They could stop it at any time they want to, but they won't, because why, girls?
It's fabulous.
It feels good. It feels good. Okay.
What's interesting is the EMS meter beside Tammy. The numbers seem to be moving. This will only happen when there's an electrical frequency around the device. There should be no reason why the numbers should be moving, except for the possibility of an unseen force.
And so it just like goes through you like a wave.
Yes.
It's like tighten, release, tighten, release.
So are you awakening the energy in your body?
That part of the brain is awake.
Okay.
And it automatically starts purging stress from your body by shaking it out. And spontaneous healings happen.
I can. That's the thing. I can feel energy.
You can feel it?
Yeah.
How does it feel to you? Like physically describe it?
It's itchy.
Itchy?
Yeah. I don't know. Does that sound weird?
Like how does it feel itchy? Where does it feel itchy?
Right here. Right there. I'd love to have this
Maybe
done
that's
just
more
to
like
see what would happen.
You think it's more like the hair standing up? Because that's what I got on my arms.
I feel lightheaded.
Yeah.
You feel what?
Lightheaded.
Lightheaded. Good.
For me, it was strange watching this. I didn't know what to think. And for the record, I can truly say that I could feel a strange energy around me.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you, Jen.
You're welcome.
Yes. Thank you, Jen.
You're welcome. I was excited to try this because nobody has ever done this before, to see if there was a reaction. And I wanted to see. We've had, when we've done demonstrations for my business, Jen has received information from spirits, but we've never tried it for that purpose before.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you again. Thank you again.
Thank you.
I think we're going to call it a wrap for tonight.
I think that's a good idea.
Is the Poplick monster real? I'm not sure. Something about a goat man scaring people? That would be terrifying. And Bigfoot? Well, maybe they play cards together. I'm not sure. What I do know is the Story Inn is a magical place. It's like going back into time. Is it really haunted? The blue lady seems to scare people. Maybe I'm colorblind. Maybe she was there. But what I can tell you is I'm having a lot of fun hanging out with the SheSquatchers, John and Sherry, Todd. I can also tell you that I'm not done yet. This paranormal adventure may have ended now, but I'm on to another area to investigate. So stay tuned. My name is Jason Kenzie, and you haven't seen nothing yet.
Bye.